This is Teresa from My Crochet Obsession, and today I want to show you something that I did with all of those flowers. I made a wreath for my front door, and I really like the way that it turned out, so I wanted to share it with you and show you just exactly how I made it. Now, of course, it all starts with your favorite flowers that you've crocheted along with me in the 30 Days of Flowers. And then I picked up a wire wreath from Dollar Tree, and I already had a skein of yarn in the stripes of blue and white, which suggested the sky to me. So I decided to cover my ring with that. And here's how I did it.
All right, I wanted to have another project that we do with our flowers that isn't necessarily a blanket, a shawl, a scarf, something for home decor. I'm going to make a wreath today. I have a very dark front porch and front door, and I thought I needed something to brighten it up. I'm going to first, from this metal ring that I got at Dollar Tree, I'm first going to cover it. There's several different ways that you could do this, but I'm going to do it with this yarn that I got from Temu. It's an 8-ply yarn. It is acrylic, and that's all I really know about it because it did not come with a label, and that sometimes happens with that yarn. So sometimes, you know, you don't know what you're getting till it gets there and you can look at it. So we're going to start. And I'm going to tie the yarn to the ring. Now, it took me a little bit to figure out how to do this, wrap this without just going around and round and round. I wanted to actually crochet it because actually, you know, this is a crochet channel. So what I finally came up with, and it's very difficult for me to demonstrate this, and I'm just going to do it a little bit, and then I'm going to go off screen and complete it. Now, you may know a simpler way to do this, and if you do, if you would put it in the comments or join the Facebook group, My Crochet Obsession, and have a discussion there, I would certainly appreciate it. But this is the way I started it. So I tied it on the outside of the ring and then pulled the yarn through the inside of the ring to the top, and then I wrapped the yarn around my hook. And then take the yarn around up through the inside and yarn over and pull through that loop. And now it's attached. And we're going to put a lot of wraps in order to adequately cover this ring. And then I have to reach in through the middle of my ring and pull the yarn through to the other side and pull through a loop. So really and truly what this is slip stitching. It is not single crochet. These are slip stitches. So then I bring the yarn around to the back and pull through the loop. And then I bring the yarn through the middle and yarn over and pull through a loop. And then I bring the yarn down to the back and pull through a loop. A few more times, and then I'm going to put it in my lap. It's a lot easier to do in my lap than it is here in my studio. All right, and I'm pulling it pretty tight each time, and I will have a lot of wraps in this in order to make sure on the outside that it's adequately covered. Now I'm on bringing it up to the back and yarn over and pull through that loop, and bringing it up to the front and pull through the loop, bringing it to the back. And it's easier to do my yarn over with my non-dominant hand. And now bringing the yarn to the back and through. Back and to the front. Okay. And I know that was very awkward, because it's awkward for me standing here doing it. But I'm going to do a few more wraps, and hopefully if you're going to try and do this, and Dollar Tree at my store, they had a square of these wire wreaths, star-shaped, heart-shaped. Let's see, what else? Oh, they had an infinity symbol. I think those are for like weddings and stuff. But anyway, if you want to do this. Now, I like the way it's looking after I finally figured it out. So bring the yarn through and yarn over and pull through the loop. And then bring the yarn to the back and yarn over and pull through the loop. Round and round I go until I completely cover this ring. And then I'll be back to you and I'll show you what we're going to do with our flowers. It's going to be very, very pretty.
If you haven't done so already, could I ask a favor of you? Would you please like this video? And if you haven't done so already, I'd love to have you as a subscriber with the notification bell activated so you'll know when I put up new tutorials. And now back to the tutorial.
Getting it started is the same way as the continuing stitches. So I bring the yarn to the back and yarn over and pull through the loop. Then I bring the yarn to the front, yarn over, and pull through a loop. Just getting it started, figuring out how to get that first loop on the hook is probably the hardest part. And then bring the yarn to the back and then wrap the yarn to the front. To the back, to the front, now there's other ways you could do this. You could, you could get other products to start your wreath with, but again, this is my crochet channel, so I wanted to use yarn and I wanted to crochet this on there. And I looked at finger crocheting and I just decided for me, and I tried it a few stitches, and for me, I'm just more adept at using the crochet hook than I am doing it with my fingers. I was really stumbling around with my fingers. So, and this is the way it's going to be all the way around. It's going to be pretty. This is going to represent my sky, so to speak, and then I'm going to have flowers on it. So I'm straightening the yarn as I go to make sure that everything is laying flat and neat. And it's just back and forth. One time I go to the back and then pull through the loop, and the next time I pull the yarn to the front and pull through a loop. And now to the back and pull through a loop. And to the front and pull through a loop. And I'm tightening the yarn up at every stitch too. It's pretty tight there. And that's all it's going to be, all the way around. So I'll meet up with you when I have completed this
portion of the wreath.
I'm coming up on the final few wraps on my wreath. It's taken me about an hour to get all the way around, just so you know how long this project might take you. But because my yarn is a striping yarn, I want to be sure and end with white here. Wrap from the front to the back and slip stitch from the back to the front. And slip stitch. If I have a wrap that has a little bit of blue, it won't matter because blue's coming up. And then from the front to the back. But this, the wraps need to be really tight since the outside circumference is greater than the inside. The inside stitches are scrunched up together and then they radiate out a little bit. Just a bit. All right, slip stitch pretty quickly. I'm going to be getting to my last wrap. This is going to be it because I'm coming up on blue. And it is tight, and that's exactly what you need for this project. Needs to be tight. All right. And then I'm going to chain one, pull up a loop, and I'm going to tie it on the back. Just for safety, I may chain two. Can always take one out later if I want. I'm going to leave myself plenty of yarn for that loop. All right. And my wreath is wrapped. And as I said earlier, although this looks quite nautical with the blue and white stripes, but this is to represent the sky for me. All right, and then I'm going to just go through the back some loops, and I'm going to then wrap this around again and pull through a loop. In fact, I'm going to do that 3 or 4 times. Just slip stitch around on the back several times just to end this yarn off, so it won't come undone later on down the line. Now, I had a thought while I'm doing this. I'm also going to maybe crochet some kind of little hook here. Although, you know what? I don't think that's necessary. I'm going to do a command strip hook on my door because I don't have a wreath hanger. And then I'm just going to pull this loop through. Okay. And that's going to hold that. And then I can just, the little bit that's left, I'm going to run through the inside because with the wraps, it is like a tube. In fact, I could even pull it through and weave it a little bit. But you get the idea. All right, I'm just going to clip it there. Okay, and that is the wrapped wreath. Now, I'm going to choose the flowers that I want to use for this project. But I kind of have a color theme going because I have something else that I got at Dollar Tree. Here's a little sign with these, and it has some little text on it that has summer messages. So I decided I'm going to use this one, the top one here, because it has some flowers in it for a flower theme. The other ones kind of have a different theme. This is the flip-flops, and this one is, you know, the ocean kind of theme. So I'm going to use this one first, and it's just stapled on a ribbon, so I'm just going to pull it off. be careful. There are some flying staples whenever I pull that off. So this is my color thing that I'm going to use. So I'm going to pull in. Of course, I'm going to have some leaves, and I'm going to use my bright spring green. Although there is a little pastel one here, we'll see. I may mix them up. And then I've got hibiscus in orange and pink, and then 2 shades of pink. Then we got our little parrot here, and he's got some turquoise. So I'm going to try to bring in some turquoise also. And then our letters, of course, are in turquoise also. All right, so now I'm going to go choose my flowers, and I shall return. And the thing I liked about it is that it had hibiscus on it. And we're going to include our hibiscus that we made in our tutorial. Now, all of these flowers that I'm using today, I've made in the 30 Days of Flowers series. And
I'll include the link to the 30 Days of Flowers playlist in the description box and in the comments below.
I've got leaves, and I made a bunch of leaves just separate so I can stick them in anywhere I want. We've got the 6-petal daisies. This is the retro, I believe, flower power daisy that we made, and this is just the regular 6-petal daisy that we made with this one's made with treble crochet to make the petals a little bit bigger. We made that. This is the Michaelmas daisy, and I have 2 of those, the 2 that I made in the tutorial. I'm going to include both of those today. And then I have the simple little puff flowers that we made, as well as another little 5-petal flower with the spiral, or curlicue as I call it, on it, that's to suggest a leaf. And then I made more leaves that I just continuously made some leaves, and a 2 and a single. And we'll just be gluing those on at different places where we want them. And of course, I can't forget, we've got our hibiscus, and we're including those because it's in our little sign. All right. Well, now, for those of you that are really, really crafty, you may have a different way to do this, but this is my way. And actually, if you don't have a hot glue gun, because I do have my hot glue gun heating here on my silicone pad beside me, if you don't have that, you could actually tie these flowers on if you left a tie on, or you could thread your yarn needle and go through there and then tie it onto your wreath, because it's just the 2 rounds of yarn and on the wire, so it would be easy to just, insert it through there and tie them on. That would be just fine too. All right, I've already played with this sort of, and I kind of know the direction I'm going with completing my wreath. And so in this type of a arrangement, you're going to start from the bottom and then build your wreath up. So the bottom layer is going to be my leaves. And so let's put some leaves up here. I also want my, the direction of my flowers. I'm going to leave these single ones, and I can stick them in later. But the long ones, I'm going to go ahead up here because I did know that I use those up there. I'm also going to put the Michaelmas daisy on now because it has leaves already attached to it. And I'm going to center this a little bit. I'm going to have this be my direct top and this my direct bottom. And I want to kind of go higher on one side than the other, so it's kind of asymmetrical. Why? I don't know, just because that feels like the thing to do. All right, I'm going to put that one there. I'm going to bring this down a little bit because I have some little ones that I want to go up here. So, okay, this one here. All righty, and I'm going to save these singles also of the dark green. I'm going to save them to the end to stick in. And here is more of the Michaelmas daisy leaves, and I just made a separate one, and I'm just going to stick him in here. All right, well, let's start with that. And if you're using hot glue, be sure and be careful around children. And if you are doing this with your child, having them glue it on, it would be a fun summer project, but supervision, because this is very hot. I don't know if you realize what a great relationship that acrylic and hot glue have together, but they work well together. So I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue on here. Right now I'm just tacking it down, and I'll put some more later to really put it where I want it. But right now I'm just trying to get it on there to hold it. You know, I kind of fly by the seat of my pants. I guess ideally, yeah, you could pin this all on and blah, blah, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, now then, I'm going to tack this little green piece on. And I'm just putting a little bit of glue, not a lot. It doesn't take much, really. And I'm putting that so it hangs off on the side. All right, and then I'm going to take my Michaelmas daisy, and I'm going to first attach right there in the middle and put the head of the flower right where I want it. And I'm going to bring it kind of hanging off like this. I don't want all of my flowers in a row. I want them to kind of look more natural, like they might grow in a garden. My setup here today, I'm having a little bit of a struggle seeing what's happening because the camera is much above my head. Now I'm going to tack this leaf over where it shows, and I'm going to tack it one more time. These Michaelmas daisy leaves they curl. And they do in nature also, but I want them a little bit more controlled for our purposes today. And be careful with that hot glue. I already got it on my finger and almost burned myself. So be careful. All right. We're moving right along. Now I want this Michaelmas daisy to be there also. And in that vicinity. So I'm going to go ahead and glue my flower first. Not too crowded, but I'm bringing it more to the outside. And I'm going to use this stem as like a leaf. We did that on the lasso, the gift bag lassos, and I'm going to do that again with this stem. Okay, I'm back. I had to get some more glue stick. And so I'm going to put a little bead of glue right there just to hold that stem down. And then I'm going to glue this. This is actually the stem, but I'm going to make him function like a leaf right here. We just need a pop of green in our wreath here, just because it just makes it look alive. Okay. Now then, I want this to be more like this whenever I finish. I want this to be more up over here. Now, I'm wanting to also have my sign at an angle. It really won't matter. I can hang it whenever I hang it on my door, and I am going to put this out on my porch. I can angle it any way I want. So for now, we can just go ahead, and I want to go ahead and put my sign up there so that I don't cover it up whenever so I'm just going to put a nice ball of glue on there, and on the other end, and tack that down. Okay. Now then, I envision my hibiscus near here. So let me lay them out. And let's see what happens. And I've got leaves to go on them. So let's look at our leaves. And I don't want them going all the same direction. And so no, I think I like that, going over the little sign like that. And let's put them a little bit, scrunch them a little bit up there. Okay, I think I'm liking that. Let me see if I can give us a little bit more view. A little bit. Okay, so I want that to go there, here, and then I have some yellow little flowers. I'm going to have my smaller things up top. I think I want these here. And some pink over here just for some contrast. Maybe. And then my larger daisies over here, and I'm purposely overlapping petals because, you know, and crowding it up because I think that will look nice that way. And that's sort of what it would do in a garden. Well, it wouldn't mine because I always plant more flowers than I actually can need because I like it all crowded and full. I may not need these little pink ones, and that's fine. I do think I need some more green up there though. That's not working the way I wanted it to. Let me remove that. See how well acrylic and hot glue work together? I'm going to turn this leaf out because I want it showing on this edge, and then I'll put my flower on the inside of the wreath. Put this here, maybe like this, and have a lot of green showing. Yeah, that looks good. Now, those of you who actually are floral arrangers, I know you're probably laughing. But anyway, this is just my process. This is the way I do it. Alrighty. Let me bring this little yellow guy. Put a bead of glue on the back of him. And I'm going to put him in the middle of my wreath here at the top with the green stuff, the curly cues on both sides. And right here. And then my other little yellow flower I'm going to put right there. I'm going to kind of crowd them up. Now, as you're making your wreath, if you're going to make one of these, of course, you may want to have a color scheme or a certain flower. And the thing about it, if I decide I want some more leaves, I mean, I can make them right quick. All right, so that is sort of that finished. Let me work now. Oh, there was some glue there and it glued itself. So let's just run with it. Let's put a leaf under these petals right here. And I like that. A little bit more glue there on that hibiscus. And then let's put this leaf where it kind of functions for both flowers there, both the pink one and the orange. So you really don't know, you know, what flower it was part of. Let's keep this one over here down at the bottom like I first had it laid out. This is going to look really pretty on my porch and really brighten it up. I have a really dark porch. It faces the north, and so and the color of my house is like a medium grayish brown color, so it's dark and it could use something bright and cheerful. I have some plants and stuff up there, but it's still, that's where I grow my succulents. Up there practically in the dark. All right, now then, this, I need a bright green leaf, I feel like here. So I'm going to put the double. Like I said, if I need another leaf in a minute, need some more hot glue. So notice my hot glue gun from Joann's, low temp, and this is just a little craft one. I have the great big one, but you don't need it for something like this. All right, I'm going to put this where it kind of overlaps on my hibiscus, but really shows the green. You want your leaves to show because that's what gives this arrangement some life. I'm gonna put this one here and I'm gonna pull him up a little bit. Probably gonna have that up there. And again, I'm purposely overlapping these a little bit. I want them crowded up. And yeah, I went to a lot of trouble to put that blue and white yarn to cover my wire wreath, but nonetheless. I like it. It doesn't have to show, it's just more or less cover. It's not sticking real good. Let me pull it up a little bit. It was too much on a leaf that was flopping, so it wasn't staying. Well, that leaf needs to go there, so let's just do it. I'll tape down that end, glue down the end there. I don't know. I have these pink flowers, but I don't know that it needs it. Maybe I could stick one here just to have it not so much blue showing, the blue, and then have a little bit of green stick out. Yeah, I think I'll do that. But you know, this flower has a hole in the middle because that's the way we made it. I'm going to go ahead and glue this other flower on the back of it. Make it, give it a little bit more personality. Doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to have the points of the dark pink kind of sticking out there. Then we have a little bit more color. And now I'm just going to put him in there kind of. I don't know if it really needs it, but just lay him in there first, see if we like him. I don't know that it actually adds anything. Yeah, I think I like it. Or maybe just this one. Just for color. I'm having decisions. I'm having a hard time. No, that's too much. I think I like this one because it has the curly Q on it of the green, and I like more green. And these Michaelmas daisies had the dark green leaves, so I like I like kind of having that in there because it just adds some more color, a lighter color, and kind of lifts it up a little bit, brightens it up. Yeah, I think I can live with that. Now, whenever you're working with your flowers, if you want your petals to lay a certain place, then just put a little bead of glue there. In fact, I'm going to do that with some of these petals. I want them to kind of lay down. And a little bit of green there peeking up is good. Those of you that made the Michaelmas daisy, you know these, the petals do curl up, but that's the way they grow in nature. But whenever you're trying to use them on a wreath here, you may want them laying a certain place. But I think that's all. And that is our Hello Summer wreath. And it could be laid, whenever I hang it, I wanted it to kind of be asymmetrical. If I make my sign level, well then the asymmetry is on this side. This side is higher. And you know what? I feel like I need a leaf right there. So I'm going to make another little leaf or a little short curly Q maybe, because I just don't like the way this ends. I need, it needs something. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll hang it.
And here's the way the Hello Summer crocheted flower wreath looks on my front door. It really brightens up a very dark space, and I'm so happy with the way it turned out. I hope you let me know how you like this tutorial with a thumbs up. And again, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. And until I see you again, keep calm and crochet on.